Welcome to Questions in Quarantine. Now, last week we talked about what reopening might look like. This week we're going to talk about the road to get there. Today's question in quarantine is, what will it take to start reopening here in California? Now, Newsom talks about all these indicators in terms of green, yellow, and red, just like a stoplight. The more that are green and yellow, the closer we get to being able to modify the stay-at-home order. Governor Newsom has set out 6 indicators to watch that will define when California reopens. The first indicator is testing. The governor requires that we have the capacity to test, contact trace, and isolate people who have been exposed to the virus. Currently, we don't have the capacity to test everyone, and contact tracing solutions are still in very early stages of development. The second indicator is the ability to prevent infection for those who are at severe risk from the virus. Currently, some of the worst outbreaks are in nursing homes, which have some of the highest risk patients. The third indicator is how well our healthcare system is equipped to handle surges. Right now in Los Angeles, county officials say the outlook has improved. They now think the current number of ICU beds will be enough to handle any surges. The fourth indicator is the availability of therapies for the virus. Now, development of these drugs is still in the early stages, but Newsom says that multiple California-based biotech firms are working on possible therapies. It's too early, however, to tell if any of them are going to be effective. The fifth indicator is the ability of businesses, schools, and childcare facilities to support physical distancing. Now, there are no guidelines yet that show what businesses will have to do to reopen, but Newsom says the state is looking at moving up the school year to make up for gaps in education caused by the pandemic. The sixth and final indicator is that the state needs to be able to reinstate the stay-at-home orders if possible. This means they need to be able to communicate to the whole population of California on a moment's notice, and that we need to go back to self-quarantining.
6 indicators. When those turn green, when they move from red to yellow, it guides our decision-making and allows us to make determinations. Dates don't, but data does.
Now, we're not out of the woods yet. This last week saw COVID-related deaths in LA County double, and we're nowhere near the green on a lot of these indicators. But they give us something to watch as we all anxiously wait to get back to doing the things we're used to in our everyday lives. That's it for Questions in Quarantine. Back to you guys.